me, follow me. Gonna bust it fire, come. Follow me, and it's the ammo. Gonna bust it fire, come. Follow me, and it's the ammo. Gonna bust it fire, come. Follow me,
One village, one down. Okay.
Ghanaians must sentence that generation of thieves, that generation of robbers and looters to 40 years in the wilderness. Anybody that had anything to do with President Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration should be sentenced to 40 years political wilderness. Right from the national level to the regional executives to the constituency, the NPP owes Ghana that to clean up the whole system and allow a new breed of people who are selfless and who want to serve this country.
follow me, and it's the ammo. Gonna bust it fire, come. Follow me, gonna bust it fire, come.
Oh no, Ansesando, Yaoka, Ashambo, Ayuri, Oniamoto, Yawonyami, Yawonyami, Okatakyie, Ansesando,
All right, Abusian for me, Mobibia Kwaba at the debate with the Munufie numerous edition of our show. Would you say Ubia Hon Aye? Mamma Dican and Damunian answer some 6162. Took Wake Oblan Charlie, Biabo there. Damunian answer 7 me adjoining in the show. And a Baba, a very special edition of our show. Send it down the name no. Remember what tea and some potting Okatakyie Afrifa Kokawa America and they can a bossy. Sansa mean a Baba bought life for her, not Ubia a TV. Yabesia come say na Ghana sikano chale amanfo adwiri Ghana sikano to go no sometimes me dwen hwa mente ase say e kire ma dwen say na my team no every blessed day Okatakyie bi any opportunity obedi man ni sika ni nyina. We're going to go deep into that and then as the thing say DNA this animal na ekoso ebiem the president John Domani Mama me born ni Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia video bi a kire. Then we see se nipa na ewom no hwan poten na sebe no kwereka na djuma abronye DC ene ya shut ne down ama na ohia TV no se beba bi ma I'm going to show you ba mama yen share from nsema Okatakyie Afrifa koka o US ene ya twina boss ba chuti nsem ni ye.
For the past 8 years the front omaje fans beko e me hunu aye matan ya wo mo wo fom beko e me hunu nkola wo mo mo furu eda ho metutu nsuo bebre ama nkronkura na wo no funfuni da ban kokoti asua ne ade metutu nsuo amomo nanso semenko ameka se mekata nyame ani abakofo mensa entimi and no na bemwo hunu say my steps were ordered for God to bring me into this room and yet so me yama agene se meko politics mo guess what. The political godfathers who are very corrupt and organized criminals of our nation, they understand and they know what I can do in the political sphere. They know what I carry. Is it wit? I know it. I have it. Is it courage? Then also, Samekas Meko a 2 rounds bet. Said Nicolio Machiavelli can hear the mechanics of power. Or say a visionary with the mastermind of soldiers behind him will always We know by visionary without a mastermind of soldiers.
Enti sautin some Okatakyie Afrifa kind. Okatakyie Afrifa frame Kufu be say they are political godfathers, or say they are corrupt and then criminals. Meaning the elite in our politics, you know. Okatakyie Afrifa say omo ye corrupt and then criminals. Na ono oba be some mind which is ni kurom for. Na okwa ono beko 2 pe. Meaning okwa parliament 2 times but obeje adwuma ni nyina ye. Say agura dia go. Why the catching Okatakyie Afrifa so no betime ko parliament no choose obeko 2. One say this is a very deceptive person. I said no kware kan yes akarachi din. So that was the time of Okatakyie mentioned say what tutu ensuo e de man nkrofo. This was how he met the people and decided to deceive all of them. Thinking say no oye so also is so different to say adia Ghana politicians intimi nye no ono Okatakyie Afrifa ba abeye. Now the so-called political elite no they are so criminal say we almost hia enye yie. These were the words of Okatakyie Afrifa mensa. So just imagine say obi also no pe parliament akọ. Onye nu hokra no is now thinking say ono is so clean say omo politics in the nyan e ya akromfo. Now ono ba be something different. Into omo first sika man no no kwadi krom kwaji ni krom man for ensi ono ba be sesa bibi e wo Ghana. Oji sika ni wie enso a nkura obobo di se watu nso omo nyan say na krache ne boa ontu nso bia ho. So the question we are asking now is say why mumpa na say no oye that corrupt person no why na ye criminal no se kura wa wonim se untu na nsi ho untu nsuo bia wo your hene and then by the laws of our country no won politics yet Okatakyie will walk out of this country go to the US United States of America in a different country and then call all the politicians in Ghana so you know ya koromfo but you think man work any listen to him he chose his words very carefully
For the past 8 years the Francomaje fans because me hunu aye matan ya wo mo wo fom because me hunu nkola wo mo mo furu eda ho metutu nsuo bebre ama nkuro na wo ho no funfuni da ban kokoti asua ne ade metutu nsuo amomo nanso se menko ameka se mekata nyame ani abakofo mensa entimi and no na be mo hunu say my steps were ordered for God to bring me into this room and yet so politics more. Guess what? The political godfathers who are very corrupt and organized criminals of our nation, they understand and they know what I can do in the political sphere. They know what I carry. Is it wit? I know it. I have it. Is it courage? Then also, Semekas Meko a 2 rounds bet. Sadia Nicolio Machiavelli can the mechanics of power. Or say a visionary with a mastermind of soldiers behind him will always win over.
Oh, this is a confidence trickster and some pan and Okatakyie Afrifa ekanetano. Aluta anamebwa. Say omo medikan ya akromfo. Na wo tutu nsuo di ma manfo. Wo ko ba bi ko to say apemfo da e form. E dey na why abo say apemfo no. Sometimes, you know, this kind of people, when the people want to take advantage over people. Now, me idea, I want to Ghana for multi US in Muya. My camera Okatakyie Afrifa, I be trekemo, I be jemusika, and on the tutun to Maguso no asa, and on them no woody. Nana Tupac. And on the day I said, I bet that damn why jemusika so no the Baba Yard of Free Ghana. Now, what from 1992. So Okatakyie Afrifa, be genuine, be catching or say the politicians we have in our country, no, or me no me criminals, no, is different. DNA, why didn't I want me send the question to Okatakyie? How different are you? As in, come business animal, na se Max meboa. As in, come to business animal, na go fear boa. Say me tiwe na say if I want to become a member of parliament but me be gina when him country say omo mo di parliament the matter parliament from 1992 na ya koromfo or me corrupt no ma hwe amamon for da for na me be 2 terms I'm going to change something papa say you can see story building ba kwesi kwa what how many years na be see na ni pa na o ka sa asem che no be gina when him say wo fa osika soma no fa nkonko ye sa adwuma no. One how sometimes in a brutal for say my kwan man sebe nkwala bi firi bi aba no ma be da no ma be kire mo say ma dwen anya adwuma abe me makwa aba bi aboko de Koko Anan me nim se mama odi ni yira mpacho ya na oda chame So sometimes on Richard Tete, I see who said the kinds of people who are coming out say they want to be politicians. You know, Okatakyie is so pretended, or he is now shaping himself to become the most corrupt individual Ghana yenya. Because Parliament now also prayer kohono. Wo akoye law na wunim so henenya politics no. You went there to deceive them whilst you are still the chief. Per the constitution of the country now work at the chief also akoye law into the law na ba boa Ghana chese Ghana panifo nyene akoromfo na won kwa na we different no. You are reading the same law from a different angle. Essence na wo hene kwa won kasa wo be politics na essence ka wo ba na wo hene no de hene na akomie si from that. That is what the constitution of our country says. Say a chiefs are not supposed to be in active partisan politics. These were the framers, how the framers of our constitution said it. Active partisan politics. Until the moment I also your hand, now rural community say and you deceive the people. One country almost say politics are enter me to but you went there so for them to know say akwa your hand or hand there nepa. Okwa broche kwa jiska work at the Afrifa no gift cry ma gift a Ghana na say utua tax ho oba ya no ugina airport na woto ayampia edi president atem yet won ko declare sika okwa gifi Ghana for wa broche ho. These are the same people they are accusing others are corrupt. Meanwhile, he is an embodiment of corruption. Senate assemblyman also couldn't kind no. But all beings uncle for we want see an down on bay because Ghana for no yama on kwan and I'm uncle Fubi edi adwen pobini adwen Phoebe abe wura manum and on the same mine. To say ye mistakeness is Ghana and the sister uncle for actually the speed of the Ghana because I say Ghana no. A best surprise. Best surprise. But anyway, it's up to the people. So we need to also sometimes use our brains. And as I tell you, for James, we need to also use our brains and then try to think. Say, wins as some are we can nyans as some no can as a grown woody. Because sometimes they know always in that to say, Obi Bejino with him no can sembia SOGD. Let me give you a very, very typical example. 2019, we went on a political premise of NDC. And then in Techiman South, we got a candidate. Obey a politics here campaign, the chair amount for who Kurum was say. Make NDC delegates say. Or no, we're signing check. Tiasma making you, we're signing check. At the mother constituency chairman say, that time premise was in 2019. And then the general election was going to happen in December 2020, which is about 2 years earlier. So we sign check. Edema constituency chairman say ye kwa abato na omonfa no aduane. Emma all the delegates in and I say polling agency na endi. And on no check no dem chairman no. Why ye photocopies and or their branch executives. The laws of the country Ghana put me saying 2 years check edema obi. Let's be honest with ourselves. Check be about 6 months in Ghana be an bounce that. And so somebody who wants to go to parliament and it's hardly the CV amount for. Chairman no crot one who asema kwa weekend or. Secondly, on the D-day of the election, this guy gave people a Hong Kong dollar, Ghana yendi $1, $1 Hong Kong dollar, or the show when someone will catch it talk as we are 1,000 cedis. And I will win him could say for so $1. I did change the consequence. I guess a Hong Kong dollar, yes, if you got $1 was a US dollar quiet. I'm for them say Gumuti, a would me who are queen, or we never you call. Hey, African politicians, Charlie. And if any crocro the John, wow, crocro John for Nina. Now, side if I know general election no could lose here. Not party for Virginia was an added a Motoma president on my way. Oh, to Kurumu and Kabuhadi or the Omo. We saw my view from yes, sir. Charlie, me say $1 Hong Kong dollar, $1 Hong Kong dollar. Yes, the South Ghana. What now $1 $1 US kwa yensa. And so kwabrande if you delegates enim e de maomo. Enu bi na kwa we ye no Okatakyie Afrifa ye no. Obeduru Ghana also your hen otwen ho wi a onyo hen. Wo ho ha wo sa ene ne ma wo ye. We fene nana bandana. As the first they would boat here for bandana. Bi na ha ye no. Nana bandana wo ho ha wa chichira de no. Onim se ne yo ye nyina oboa. In the crash we see African politics, Ghana politicians, including the president, Nana do Akufo do munyina ya akromfo, or say the political godfathers, or munyina me corrupt, they are all criminals. No mo bad there obeko 2 terms abekora bibi o Ghana. Nya Okatakyie nka ni a member of parliament me kora the entire Ghana. But anyway, let's leave on it. Na mama yenko eni na ne de ensem no edoso. Epacho, listen to this.
But you spent 91 million. Why? And who approved that?
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. We will not try to justify the infractions. We accept that we overstepped our boundaries. I think the most important thing is that we have put in place measures to control expenditure to make sure that we stay within the budget.
You are the CEO, right?
Yes, sir.
This happened in 2023.
Yes.
This happened in 2023. And just like Honorable Abnao Siasari said, it's the way that you guys spend money at ECG. Another one, you said cleaning expenses. 2.8 million, that was your budget. But ECG spent 10.4. How many suits did you clean? There were
ECG for mpanyi for no. What ma do o Ghana sika ne year 2023. Na na do dan kwakufa do most administration e no mo hwe ma ye di sansa money we e wo Ghana ho. Entam no Okatakyie Afrifa kasama mo. So Max, also you personally reported an Okatakyie Charlie. Hey, ne o ma Kevin Taylor kwa no be tinity say 3. Opportunity say 3. Sister Adwa me pacho me life into me am for a while. All right. Yeah, izo Charlie o ma Kevin Taylor atia quality. Be kuno. Na so Okatakyie akopɛ ne ho asɛm. But let's discuss this kind of issues. Many anom. As a people, Munufie said the important bit me ya, bit me that stop it akro no way ekoso Ghana. Ghana ye man bi a ubi se obi, utimi no obi koda anajo. Let me do it this way. Uno obi timi koda. Mo koda no nipa no mu nyina mo ye hiafo. Sebi mbeda asore no, na nipa na dan sikani. Ubi sa ne se, unya sika no wo he. Anadwi o se na God nyankopon. Nyankopon no be hia nipa na wo he no de sika ne hia ne butoma na ase me nte se nyankopon na ase ene nyankopon be na ono nko ade nipa ba kopɛ ne kakra bi na da bia ru hia omo e de sika hia butom kwabra ni so ko klini suit keke na ye hye no asa sika akwa na twa to so no Ghana do chale je se Ghana ena se obinya mihu a video bi a former member of parliament complain say on may a member of parliament no use Highlander or parliament one term or by any Lucy. Was I in Highlander or community and a community for next and say we could the so called parliament one vapia Kada Dan and one or team. And was a business na me koya man wi musika. I met him a card the menacing can be musika and I made a better learn Christian and for the hen mope. So is it a citizens in a year push a man for one mokobo corona and answer the because men said and say many if I made us Charlie Prince La Cook. Bibi aboko de. Oh, senti the way na Ghana na ye twema manfo wi aman ni sika no. Sa sika ni nyetimi development o. Sa sika ni NDC hospitals. Sa sika ni NDC schools. Sa sika ni dey all the basic amenities na mine ye pa yenya no. Ba be ne nipa ba akopɛ. Nipa no ko first kada kodi. Because when I listen to the quantum of money pa ye bobodi wa hana, Charlie, I get shocked.
But you spent 91 million. Why? And who approved that?
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. We will not try to justify the infractions. We accept that we overstepped our boundaries.
Look at this. He accepts overspending the limit in the man was overstepping the boundaries into no and one no can and anasa. That means you first can and what this can in free. Just imagine this. Say nipa we twene ho say could the president and ministers at them say light a doom and among crabby be a my no munye se mi was can the man no kwabra na first can in kudi. Uluma we say u first can kudi pa u physical pay sign pa na office obiti me di. Baba hwene no de ko goro medamase akogye say akosi kuma bi no obo ho ka keke otwene ho ana fan boy bi se kwa akofa na afide papa yi na etia anwumere bu se obeko fie na se ode misisi o ono ankasa so ni ma de kora wakakoye ani sisi ene ya asem ben pa ni my way de madwe ho amenti ase by anyway but I'm find that because mine na yin team ni say ni yin na ye boa ese mine no because bi ni so Okatakyie kura ko jiska oba ye babedi it is any pe we ende enye we kan hwe enye e na team amufo ne ye team no opomo mu ba bia nso empoma nkwara ne mpanyifo ni nyina no asa adwen no akorrupte nti ye bibia a enye ye. Anyway, but for channel you find the debate with the Munufie in short no Munufie Politics. Me patcho say woni mo bi a open website, open so be designer website man. And now say website ni be that, but you want us to bring in a different ideas a bit on our website and I am more responsive with phones, tablets and other things that we can also work it out for you. So now so woni mo bi a nursing school. This particular app is designed for nursing students, especially among baby school say you know. I think say in August and on baby. Oko www.nestprepghana.online. Use this particular app. I think it's going to help you very, very, very well. A app be designed purposely for that. If you really want to pass your final exams very, very well on there. All the exams questions in here, possible answers in here, the current ones in here, that particular app is so. Oma yemkoyenim. But also we need question be answer. Ubetimi ede aba. Me da some systems to Charlie, you are part of the me da munyi na ase my ade. Mama yemkoyenim. One NPP for. There be a metaika say NPP for any power, they want to destabilize the country. That is how they've been operating. And the modus operandi, say they always report the country to outside bodies in a way no omu gumaeno anymore. Let me give you a very typical example. When His Excellency, and everybody will have a patch of pano, Ushiana catches a me and a mekai. When His Excellency John Dramani Mama was in power, somewhere in 2016, right? There was an international economic forum via Omoye or Finland in Helsinki. But maybe body, you can ask all these kind of people. Say me na mekai. Now, that particular program, na no. Allergy Dr. Mamudu Bomia Ebabi. And man back on so then time he was the Chief Executive Officer of Minerals Commission. And now make us say Okabayi home. And now make us say Okabayi home. Or your hene or sign your lawyer. Eba program nibi. What I say? If any Dr. Tony Oben. Uche na obit maybe say me and amekai. And then on that particular program number of Finland, no, Allergy Dr. Mamudu Bomia, when he got the opportunity to speak in Charlie, Ogugana Nima say pot. That was the time I know person Babaye president, Babaye vice president. So at that particular program, no, Dr. Tony Oben was sitting there. Only Allergy Dr. Mamudu Bomia about program, and the way this man was dishing Ghana, no, Papa na ya. So after the program, he met some of us, and then they meeting also Charlie. A woman said, "Me NDC na eligible me NPP." But the way now when we get opportunity internationally, you good mind any man no, a hard dream. And then some of us are na program and I said no. We all saw the way alleged Dr. Mamudu Bomia a good Ghana any man, and it was very very sad situation because that particular program na be Kobe, and yes we be say me and Kasa me Kobe, and we met all these kind of people there. Were Helsinki in Finland. I think it's in 2016. I stand to be corrected though. Now, NPP is in opposition. And look at what they are doing. They've gone back to European Commission to tarnish the image of Ghana.
Largely, we spoke of how President Mahama and the NDC government is weaponizing state institutions to criminalize free speech and also to use the court, some elements, some judges, and then some institutions, and the imposition of repressive, onerous bill conditions. And those are the things we discuss. And it's becoming alarming. It's assuming frightening heights. So that is the more reason why you recall that a week ago we were with the Dean of Diplomatic Corps. Today we are here with the European Commission, European Union Commission as well. We are sending this strong signal to the government that we are not going to succumb to this creeping culture of silence. Criminal libel law was repealed years ago. This attempt by this government to reintroduce criminal libel law, which then sought to criminalize free speech. Now, how they arrest you and then it's even alarming. Look at the case of David Asando, who was just arrested in Agona Swedru by some 10 armed men with sophisticated weapons. They drove all the way to Accra. He was caged somewhere. The family didn't know. Party leaders didn't know until the following day about 5 p.m. or so. Look at this young lady who was arrested all the way in Kumau and he was brought to Accra. Why? Because allegedly she has insulted the president. And the rate at which we are seeing this, all of us must add our voices to it. Democracy is under threat. And that is why we are doing this. So today we've had a very good meeting with the European Union, and they've assured us that yes, they have some engagement and they are going to bring this discussion up at such levels of engagement. So thank you very much for coming. Largely,
they went somewhere last week and reported the entire nation to the international community, and then they've gone back to European Union to report Ghana. Say, nema bi ukoso Ghana omontiase. Until rather than a B and the entire NPP believes that when you report the whole nation, who could now team no, mine now team. I always say Russia and Kabay now, selling your whole nation to an European Commission. If it's a EU in India, no bit my your mama. If you think that something is being done in the country, EU in no no bit me. Now no a whole member of parliament, Eduru Amsterdam chain and be seen a jano. But to play me be or ye transit ye jano. Nana be and quoting say okasa abrofo dia. That means abrofo is so clean say or sending mine on fa mine. Nana bio. When NPP was in power, Ubi or no go to court. NPP was Ubi or no go to court. And it's a court to be a circuit court. Echi a case of encore remand. Now on Tiasia, Mojumane say Moko and Moko pay bail, the man bayana, the bail condition artisan. That is the rule of law. Now what about the European Commission, you know? On an info from Fred Judge and another one Fred your mama say, hey, it will be a didn't say when they actually my new giant and answer then. Now Danko Kufado, when he was the president. Na ye chiche amanfo ewo manum no ye bisa na do Danko Akufo-Addo say Mr. President ye chiche nipa ewo Ghana ho na amanfo susu say eye wo na wo ma ye chi amanfo ewo manum ansa na Akufo-Addo e de ma ye den tam no ba be bo a kire wo hye na bia bisa no. This was the very answer. You can't the bisa na Akufo-Addo the same thing no answer na Akufo-Addo de ma ye ni.
Right. Are you concerned about protest movements? We've seen a lot of protests. Some activists were arrested, put in jail. The opposition is saying you're trying to stifle dissent.
I'm not responsible for jailing people in Ghana. The courts in Ghana are independent institutions, and they have been all through this period of the Fourth Republic. People misconduct themselves and they're brought before court. It's for the court to deal with them. That's not a matter.
It has nothing to do about politics.
It has nothing to do with the executive. And their behavior is what lands them in problem with the police and with the courts. It's not the protests. How can the president, who himself, his political career was aided by leading protests, have problems with protests? I don't have problems with protests. And nothing is done in Ghana to prevent people from airing their views on anything.
So what I say? So you can air your views on anything. See, President Akufo-Addo say, when you air your views and you misbehave, That's a police for chill the quarter or no president and you're the prosecuting department. Nana B was sitting in the country when another Kufuor said it. And surprisingly, no, we might the country be and another question. That was the time when they near Chini per 50. Nipa 50. You arrested and another day Kufuor in a beam, you arrested Nipa 50 at the bus to say VIP bus, be Pion in a gumu, domin in a court. Nana B, Ekahobi. And then a B is able to mention 1 or 2 names, say Yacha Bronye, Yacha Bayabiwa, Yachubuha, just 3 people and a B could report to the entire nation at the comma EU for. It's what Tommy arrested Nipa over 50 one day. Sometimes, you know, being politics, I don't even get it. But maybe we leave it up to them. And this is a president who said, okay, no. I said that in itself is a treason. If truth must be told. Niama na moye me say Russia can na bi nka ya punish no ade na bi moye no. Say Russia can ya punish no. The same delegation in a call ko gina ho maka say they will make Ghana ungovernable no. Say ya no must start moye. Pe Kwame Nkrumah time nyina obi say koso bodam no. This is how NPP for nanom no omo behavior they were reporting and writing Ghana to Britain for na say for. Say ya no moye. Into Omodie, Samamun, and your Modia, Ghana should be on standstill. They want to make the country ungovernable. Say your Modia is justifiable. It's me chini to me, it's me booby, it's me obibia. It's okay. And the President Kufuor Akwabi, a friend said Dr. Samfufuro said, ya bono mane yari be wuye. Because could be President Kufuor question keke. Nana B was sitting there. Now when you must say mesere, me be bo video be achero. Krache ba akwa ono so ye NPP ni. Ebe kansen bi say who video a Kevin Taylor edisi hajia efema amekwa hajia den kwara hajia fati o seden na the way Kevin Taylor address hajia fati no ono be bo President John Dramani Mamadua say president ma police for nchi Kevin Taylor but say nipa na woka no oye panyi otumi se nka wo adwen no ma nya adwuma adwen no ma nya adwuma obi ti America wo se President John Dramani Mama Emma Ghana police in kwa America honko chi say nipa na bro not any dem was in the office ena ye ni show e the back country no na say hajia fati na ono tena ho say o the hajia den ekura e tena ho di president attempt then time na John Mama was a sitting president di na tem sa kra che so no wante ti nsema wo ka
Mama no pa me chia o so ho ye e da nyame ahye e pa cho so me katie me ye onye NDC president oya Ghana president shananado mpo ye mistake wana mamu mu a Ghana fu to ne frɛ konyaso you are the president of Ghana of this nation na tie me ye me mama ya wo me papa wo metumi ye wo ne ya pɛdɛ no mama tie me only Ghana police for only Ghana judge for nyina tie me ye ma Kevin Taylor video bi sisia maame panimu mu a Kevin Taylor say ne to ase ifi chase etu a Kevin Taylor to maame na wono sapada na mama woda somoye so na wodwene a asema make to take any serious abai wa bia ye nyamana nsem te wo yiratam enye good asema mpanire untumento no musa dia Kevin Taylor ya no sapada mama wanche no na wanyi Kevin Taylor mfiri wo asema mpani na ya de Ghana sikatua wo woka ade Ghana sikatua judge foka ade Ghana sikatua police foka na senyame obo soro ni asase bu atan na nana na mabosom akoloria sira man ene den subere mu ebu atan dia mamu ni Ghana sika mamu no mu nso adia Kevin Taylor ya atfo maame no se maame no to a se efi Ghana police for chi abaya no di president mama ire na temde ya na saman chi Kevin Taylor Ghana police for nyinala me saman mu ama wasoro tonda me sama mama nsuo me sama mama mfanama because wa mine ye nyina ya de ne nyambede ya tenemu Oman NPP mai NDC mai mama wonye NDC president woye wa mai Ghana nyina mampani una wudi wa mai nyina one Kevin Taylor dadan mama me say sawa bene wadi adro ana wosu woni munyame ma hunu video na mama ya maseme Kevin Taylor di mami pani atem Ghana police for when you're very careful. May I must me, Mammy Panimuo, Netua Sifi, na Mamma one inch a mamma. Pada Mama, Shawamian sick Kevin Taylor or Surum Fancho. Ada in amodi adapa etwa na ye politics mama wo so te aso na dem ko sore ala won fa pele ye emu wa mai se ni ebu wa mai akoko nketenkete aka so do mbeba no they all gonna go for the secondary school by will be a benefit akoko no media kura wai se ni ebu wa mai se ni achichi wa mai me yama sem wo Kevin Taylor so wa catch them ma me so bebo ni dia me dia me se me saman a police for a judge for me saman mo nyina so o man sika na di piam ka ana muntu me nchiri Kevin Taylor and ya me saman ama to me ka so bo so ene asase chaman che Kevin Taylor sadi ani be happy entimalu pretito ni nyina ma hu nyansa Media, Asima Makacha President Mam, she had one man she can clear 1 year police for Nina Katia, any a judge for Katia, Messamon Chicken Taylor. You call my yen in Ayadia, yen in Aya Papa no president, she and Kwalami no Quayina ba Quachi. Why not Titia the Petra? A black Kevin Taylor shut the Pamu Chan, Senamotio. Konana do my radio, Konana do my, or say woman, I do because who Yamin Kodi audio watcher. Shani a teacher of mine. Shani a your man.
Ghana, now it seems to say, Minim say Kevin Taylor, dear Drew, Minim. Say Kevin, what dear Drew, me, who because it seems to say, who dear Kevin Taylor, and a month for person, the J fans keke. Sana me mahu. It is a nipana datin any. Now a fuck microphone, and as a phone, you know, more Kevin Taylor, dear than Hontono. I call me who in the video, and I thought, oh, papa, when you debut of Kenyans, I said, but I didn't know it's a sebe, not being. Akolana bayana ya chene kwa nini mnyansa chen papa we. Unimnyansa chen sa papa we. Enti panyiti se wo fa camera. Wa za ade ha me so phone ekito mo so no. Obi ene ho ni phone kura to 2000 cedis o. Ena o mo de sa adwuma no o di president atem. Sa ma me na wo ka no. E pa che wa onim sa papa we no. Yi video we chen se ma me na wo ka se Kevin Taylor di na atem no. Asema ma me kan eni.
Here, what asema ba?
Asande.
Yes, Rory say woo.
Your mama na kunu. Hey, your mama welcome Rory. Whoa, what you pay to me? Whoa, we be good to sakuko. Wa kumata me. Wa kumata.
Mr. Tadi omu mani
Jimmy no na yemi anuko. Yay, your mama santu abdia wa kuma. Your mama kumu Rory. Your mama wa santini wa jona. Rory say woo asantini. Your mama so yena wa Ronnie say why?
So Sama mena wo kana asem no. No. Asem o kan ya Kevin Taylor di na tem no. No. Enti se won so wo wani afi a wo so wani ate papa panyi me so wo be se me age na bia wanyi se me. Wo se wo address nsem no. Wo adwen ne se obi o te America na Ghana police nko America enko fa na mra Ghana no me yeden. Kevin Taylor na can be real Supreme Court of the country. Now we water Ghana ho. Sometimes you know all these kind of people no drum ho on tia say as adwen the level on L from Mr. President. Mr. With all due respect. What about say reset Ghana? Mr. Started resetting the mindset of the people. Then immense anameba reset the mindset of the people. Other than that reset na we yin no omunhu. So we NPP communicator, I don't know, some kokon ketin unyabi. Na nado de free SHS buy and ubi answer can be. Na nado de free in buy. adwene na ekasa ɛwɔ fam baby when you do you can't even read in between the lines say if what you think is a correct e ba na say na Ghana for over 2 million and a tobadi ti NPP nti wo sa Jimini we no wo ni atchen Ghana for over 2 million and a tobadi ti NPP say the governance nature na NPP for them na enye no wo anhu sometimes in the Ghana I say the one thing I hammer again say nyansani nyi and a Jimini nyi kamo ya nkwala mu nyi ko nka obi e wa Jimini se nka Nyankopɔn ma ne ka ho ba Nyankopɔn so hwɛ mo mu nyina nyi nti be hu se obi e wa Jimi kora wo kurum ne yakwa kɔma no hene anasa wunu wo yere kora nya asema na se o man bi o te papa bi o te na ni afi yenko no nka se man obekɔ obi ti sa papa we ho wakwa ka asem no o start so o kasa na ne mu se akwa we ase na dwen wo fom ma mi nti nse mo ba beka because ni age ne nse mo ba beka na mi fi se na dwen no anyi and later on I realize akwa ide okay ya na adwene wo fom adwene kura menya so sa adwene kura obi ba Ghana na yakwa du ta level no se nkwasiafo bi ya ageman na boso nti e mesrew e me ne wase de ne se ese hwese be fix the mess na nkwasiafo we creating in a society no me be bo video bi a kire watch this video very carefully Alhaji Dr. Munufie President John Dramani Mahama they were going to debate on an issue and should I one-on-one debate but we can't say no bia na we nso aka bi I'm going to pinpoint to you the flaws of Nema Alhaji 38 Ekai.
Forge strategic partnerships with skill development agencies and educational institutions to offer targeted training programs and apprenticeships to our youth.
If you look at all the routine things that governments do in the area of development, we have done much more and performed much better than his government.
Emphasizing vocational and technical training alongside quality higher education is essential, and we're determined to invest in this human resource base, which will be critical to Ghana's industrial agenda. We'll train our artisans, technicians, and professionals to a world-class standard.
Our investment in technical and vocational education, over 6 billion Ghana cedis in the last 7 years, the highest investment in technical and vocational education by any government in the Fourth Republic. And we've made technical and vocational education also free.
By this, we intend to invest $2 billion each year in priority infrastructural projects to boost economic growth and prosperity.
Most people thought it wasn't going to be possible. In fact, the former president said if he had 2 billion Ghana cedis, he wouldn't invest it in free senior high school education. But well, we have, and the benefits are huge.
And yet there remains a substantial digital divide in Ghana. Only an estimated 34 to 40% of rural individuals have internet access compared to between 59 and 66% of urban dwellers.
17 MMDAs, and we have been able to onboard onto one platform, the Ghana.gov platform, 1,507 MMDAs. So 99% of all the MMDAs are now on the Ghana.gov platform, and you can go there and ask for a service or pay for a service for those who are receiving payments and so on. We're just left with 10 more.
Of course, extending business hours will create a need for additional shifts, which will result in more employment opportunities for our young people. This will significantly reduce unemployment and underemployment, providing jobs for those who may struggle to find work during traditional hours, such as students, part-time workers, and those with family commitments.
Industry, we are doing better than what he left. So you are talking about an economy that has collapsed, but that collapsed economy is performing better than your economy that you left us. We have created more jobs, 2.1 million jobs, than any government in the Fourth Republic. He was creating unemployment with Dumso and everything. We are creating jobs, 1.2 million jobs in the public sector.
Conflicting or disjointed regulatory requirements can unnecessarily burden industries, while regulatory gaps can leave significant risks unaddressed. And our experience with regulation in this country is used like a tool or a whip to hit the industry that is supposed to regulate on the head. It should rather be a facilitator.
I don't want to tinker with the existing tax system. I want a new tax system. I've studied the tax systems across the world. The most tax competitive country in the world, the last 10 years in a row is Estonia. So I took a team to Estonia and we studied their tax system. They are working on a flat tax system. So, and I believe that Ghana would benefit from a flat tax system.
All right. Fabian, Komala, also I should increase the volume. I think it was that compilation the volume was a bit down. And now if I was able to push it up a little bit, Nanka, maybe I had the distortion. Sorry for that. I accept that. Alhaji Dr. Munufie made some statements. Before the election, he traveled to Estonia, and the entire globe, with the entire world, Estonia had a tax regime. According to Alhaji Dr. Munufie, he was happy with that. So he traveled with a team to Estonia to study the Estonian tax system. So if he becomes president, he will implement Ghanaian flat rate tax. We did 3 days in Estonia. So he thinks, we this 3 days in Estonia, the tax regime of Estonia. What was Alhaji? He was always deceiving the people of Ghana. So what in 7 years, or making mention of something, I wrote it now. I say his government and another administration has been able to push 99% of MMDAs onto the MyGov platform. Then he went on to say it was left with only 10%. It's a percentage, 100. Now, as an astute economist, like Alhaji Dr. Munufie, if you've been able to push 99% of MMDAs onto a platform, how many percent in the back? In the comment section, I can't tell me. This is a person, Nana being say, or dada nipa. So they studied President John Dramani Mahama. Say President John Dramani Mahama can say, no, can say. President Defaha, no, that was what they were doing whilst in government. Because he knew, say, not binding to me when nearby. Until they went round and said, okay, they say, no, baby, you do no, mama, you're not that Ghana for no. Yeah, that they wouldn't know, so we are deceiving them. And that was the plan Anna NPP for Edenamso. And this is in governance. I'm telling you, they are going to deceive you. He is coming back in the same person to come and do exactly the same thing because now you're talking about my eligible me, but on can one single tenor obey me about it. On Timin and now be sent a question be a on Timin cancer natural. Because on one can him say the way na President John Dramani Mahama NDC will boom away only assembly account. When you made us say, oh yeah, there. Or say 1%. But eligible me say I cut 10%. Or say the eligible me the challenge me maybe I can say, hey, I call we baby. Na cremonia eligible pa na say oh yeah answer. Me nti bi kura da. Eligible me a otimi dada nipa. Level nipa. So no or the 99% akọ my MyGov platform so but say aka 10%. I say hey allergy and say me na adisuye ma bon ana say sebe allergy na bon ana say because me mentia say ntimi ni the 1% by why are there Ibrahim ba omiya nko an ntimi nye 99% on something and say aka 10%. I would have done go Ghana pa yeti asem so. Na na do na ka say tisika so come there. Say na ye no kwere o. Asa adwen ni nkrofo bi di school be taataa. Bi no Okatakyie ba ya no ye no, mo di school. E na be taataa ye. E na me ye PhD holder o sara na wa botai na haji asa mi da so e ye sisi fia ni bi. Na o sa na odi na chi say na mo bo adwen bi ani o. Ni nyina aza nko a. Eh, ora de go Ghana. Hey, nanka Ghana pa 2024. Nanka be dati ni Ghana president o here say Alhaji Dr. Munufie. Hey, mena na bi ne kai. Na na jaku bi avoko dia. Because say hey, aka ye wi da. Anyway, we see a platform you find the debate with the Munufie Politics. So we any question waiting there ba na ya to so. I mean, kind 1 or 2 messages. President Kusi deceived the uneducated masses, according to the Japade book. I say, I almost studying with a Ghana for no. But if a book be that Ghana, you won't request more can win tea. Dan Men's Rikus, your base is a rebrand of the disgruntled NPP members. Same small minds, same tribalism. Charlie, Rikus, some can say Rikus, the base. I hear one person come to about Rikus, the base Omunya. Until the Jamo. James Edu, Charlie, we have a code there. Rikus in the base for your kotoba 1% Kolomunya. One Kolomunya. So I know me, I will go to Alan to go Bumuno. If I told me, didn't William Munufie Politics, so any question be waiting me there. Na mama yentoaso. Ebacho unim say trumu bail no and the parliament are passing. Okay, parliament are passing under the able leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
He adopted
an act to provide for human sexual rights and family values and related matters.
Honourable members, the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025 is duly read for the third time and passed.
Asemnasa fununo any abie the pass bill no. To say this is another test for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. When himself president had tested and they say Parliament of Ghana passed the same bill no. The koto former president Nana Addo Akufo-Addo wanim Omani secretary Nana Asante Bediye to actual krata de bre parliament say they should desist from presenting this particular bill on say president so on person na kusi yakora bi hu. It is say yeah here's a president John Dramani Mahama yeah the bill ba the top president table so a ye be hwe na president be say me nka hwe mfa ho parliament pass bi da e ko ye president ne pamomo say hey man for mo fa nko to ntwere ba bi Ghana for kasafa ho president wo man ni kura hu to say asen about parliament ade a me then say that time when Nana Addo ye president na NPP and na majority in parliament, although they had about 137 but almost a kianeke yem pass it yem my president assente into parliament the core and the president assente and then NDC is a majority in parliament a pass it bill no yem fan to president John Dramani Mahama nim na fe the yem we ni yem hwese yaso nsuo yaso ansa ni yem hwe nia emu edu. And then on the floor of the house, nanka micro minority ni say play jandambi na Ghana for say Wangade bamu yada emfa mon pe ba bi ntina because ye the same thing the bremo mo pam yen nti emfa ampa de ko no micro minority adwuma no amfa super majority no a pass bill no yada ba na boso fine nti na wuhie obi aka kire say turumu bill no parliament a pass it.
He adopted
an act to provide for human sexual rights and family values and related matters.
Honourable members, the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025 is duly read for the third time and passed.
Asemnasa Dan Men's Mr. Munufie, I want us to pressure some judge to reintroduce the public address systems and educate the citizens on civic and patriotism. We need mind reset more than anything in the country. Yeah, I know that is exactly what I was saying because it seems to say you were encrophobia no more mind ma as a more said the administration or the governance architecture and I say. And that is the point now. We need to educate some of the people. And I know 100%. We need to go back to the drawing table and think. Say if we can actually educate this kind of people, are there and so many better home papa. Mama young yenim channel if any the debate with Munufie in short to which my friend Munufie Politics. My dick can say open anything to do with website designing. Just contact me on +358 4653 72649. A bit my website kama pa ediama ama weni aje. Epacho Honorable Education Minister Haruna Idrisu, who also doubles as a lawyer, Eka Asembi Enra, na saa asɛm na ɔkaeɛ no mahu sɛ Ghana for dodo na no asopa no Ghana for na dodo na ye NDC for no asopa Haruna Iddrisu papa saa asɛm no ɛyɛ interior minister ene di kan ɛwɔ parliament ɛnura me ye program me support saa idea no ɛna Haruna Iddrisu nso honorable akoka the same thing ɛna amanfo etwabo honorable ankasa about the things ma honorable kan.
But in Ghana today, we have seen excesses from the police, excesses from the court, excesses from IOCO, denying persons bail and using bail as punishment for accused person. That is not law. It is tried knowledge and tried law that don't deny an accused person bail or ask an accused person to pay excessively as a punishment to the accused person if you uphold the right to a fair trial and uphold the right to innocence at trial, that every person is presumed innocent. So I expect that in Ghana today, we must end the high-handedness and excessiveness in matters relating to bail and its denial and its charges. Kampala se dagbanle.
We are the dagban is also. Na dear ha Ghana for be say honorable cancer we are honorable Fenyomaken a copy the same as the no on the Facebook wall so and then the other social media handle meaning say Haruna Iddrisu is speaking the same language of the NPP. Ntiama NDC for ni bi ebufu honorable Haruna Iddrisu. But let's address in some honorable Haruna Iddrisu ekana epacho. Sometimes you know my dream when there was some national issues we has here the year politics can see a koba bitia ubia. My cancer asem I think it's about 6-8 months ago you know me cancer asem with the same thing. Say a chiobi at the court, police station, IOCO, whatever, all the security agencies. Na sa ukoma nipa ne bail condition na one kasa na ode man winim se nipa ontimi meti sa ade no. In a way no wabu ya nipa na further than no wache na ka ho. Yemfa ye papa maso Kofi Dwuma na no. Echi Kofi Ghana de ne ko atin se IOCO. Ye the bail condition of about $3 million eto ne so. But your Ghana na e ka $3 million no chale enyi ska ketwa sa o. And then that $3 million, and so no. Sometimes they want it in a landed property. It's very difficult for people to get those landed property that are worth about $3 million. And idea say how you say, what's in you because I property inside their corner? Yes, I could be as when you see can way. And all the years animal. Meaning say I share that work out. And you want Abu Haruna Iddrisu say. Sa nyema no yen wese be sia no kakra esan say the bail conditions no ya chi ni pe bi because the constitution of the country ni say obi ya apprehending the bian is presumed innocent until say court of competent jurisdiction and the beka sampa bone na da to so no wedi but say wonya mfa nipa ne court na say police station ho na no wa ma nipa ne bail condition bia wonim say nipa entimi ni so IOCO wa wonim say nipa ontimi enni so. Other security agencies, much nipa no say bail condition at the man, unim say nipa intimate this one. Then it's like, what the can abuye nipa no for that? It was this man and a yenhwe, because that is not what the law actually says. In a way, you can look at this kind of statements from two different angles. Maybe when you look at it from the timing, the cancer assembly 100%, I do agree with you because as we speak, a NPP for and a cancer assembly. Until I didn't expect honorable education minister says our time we know because just a debatable issue we about and an interior minister about. But from the nationalistic viewpoint, so there I do agree with him 100%. I don't know. You see, bail conditions depend on the amounts involved. Yes, meaning, but if the amount involved or no, this is my understanding of the law. Metiers is CIA. I'm using myself as an example. Maybe you assume, say, I committed an offense, a criminal offense, to the tune of maybe $2 million. and we investigation. We investigation. No? Then you invite me. Me bawa. My main churo adibia is a churo. Bisa kwesi biya besa churo biya no. Then tell me say biya o passport krana yenjen to ho. And I say let somebody come and bail you. Nipa on sorting money mo ye here wa ye binya no. Now uncle. Who we investigation now? Take the person to court. That is what the law says. What they call court. Now court making sure they look at all the evidence. I didn't panic because or is fair enough. But se bia me wonim se ma di bone a ere tune of $2 million. Na me begina now come me say me fa bail of a landed property a $10 million. Emra abra wonim se mine na otim no sa $10 million worth of property no. Ubetima kan entire nation one we wunye nipa 500 or more. It means what should then watch me a That is the approach. I think the Honorable Haruna Idrisu. And sometimes in a way, I do agree with him in that angle. Yes, Agakwe, so you're also saying the same thing as William Capp Ekano. President Cook said the more effective way would be to have a cabinet meeting and call the CG and the IGP to come and be told to clean the mess. They don't need to hand out products to NPP. We can't be lax like that. What I want to say, I think I agree with you because some people are saying the rate at which now, as this a particular NDC administration, you are relaxing in handling NPP for seven a slower. Because of sometimes I don't even understand it because whilst in opposition, NDC can say, yeah, the tribunal system maybe, but I'm a year assembly in 10 and that tribunal system was going to be established in all regional capitals. By na yeko fo bi firi se very good Antonio de na Accra. Now be when a attorney general and as the deputy nkwan handles the issue no, it's going to slower the process. Because at every region be Antonio you will AG nipa or representing AG wo ho. So why are we sending everything to Accra? Now we are saying that there you about lawyers and they say omo nyina na celebrities. Opi court them and the microphone ko jeje name. No more kata. So now the lawyers feel more comfortable. So okay, there's some back and in a bed celebrities. By a child be tamale no about corruption or tamale ho court ho. You AG rep ho. Our northern part of the country. I don't yamani near some no. You win a jail no. But we are bringing everything to Accra. Enti abasa and Emma that promise in NDC mine. We are not fulfilling it because President could focus on the fast track high court to ban. What's a fast track high court? You saw Victor Solomon pat near the court, Chechu pat near the court, Kwampe pat. Sana say yard. But I don't know why we are doing that. Minia says the Ghana information system is still alive. That is what they've been doing. Ghana, Minia, we Ghana, Chomia, Becasa, no uti kura. Sometimes it make me Ghana was a let me tip pie me say, hey, as a many. My pa and your team and mine, what you say. You who direction a young say, they mine echo. Would be mine and one, and ye. Anyway, we see for a name the best we have home. It is a question behind the comment section with me about knife the year discuss it. Oh, because sometimes on just say, mine a crack I could say. Any book I could see every year. A patch also will be a corner since school be at medical account up and if any next prep. Ghana.online. Remember, it's .online. Next prep Ghana.online. A very, very responsive app. My test at the a boy, we have developers, a developer app on so county. So you'll be anything to do with app development. I'll bet me I'll get a group because we have an office at Juma. And we deal mostly with this digital platform, building apps, building websites, anything to do with AI also, we also do it. This only will be so pay anything to do with the website and so on. Or contact me on +358 4653 72649. I have a team at Juma and we have a dedicated officer. That is what we've been doing until no Mr. Oma Inyana and Kayamum. Now yem build Mandagana, Sunyana and Quayanim. What I say? I'm beginning with a Munufie Politics. Say, oh, in the questions were but you're waiting me daba. Now you discuss your boom. BBN what they are near me the basic will have knife day. I'm at watching at 7 p.m. But every day 7 p.m. be I'm about life. Until so bit me I like I share. Now after from Osaka, I'll be very, very happy with that. Frankly speaking, Sending suspects from other regions to Accra is unacceptable. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with those kind of things because I mean, a young lady and I know you're by a lady from somewhere in Ashanti region, they could be as well. Then all the police car 2 hours alcohol we have Accra to cause unnecessary tension. And I did how many say Bassa and so I did be a buying a year for the day no. Ubi an kan wasem na fede sa de corona sa akwala baya na kwakire no maybe 2 days na ye nti ube hu se adwuma nkasa aban ne bo no ubi anka na ye kan sa asem na ba sa mo chine sa region ho no or that municipality or sa district no na mo ye ne mbe no wo ha nka ye mbe national news. So me I don't actually understand what is going on. Sometimes you know I get confused about all these kind of things. President John Dramani Mahama, any minister, Sami Jamfimu CEOs, omo boy adwuma. But we are not going to discuss them, but rather we are discussing a quality as sebe. Fasobi was a buyer so. They discussing. Anyway, that is politics. Maybe if that is how they want us to do things, they say oh. Hey, ufuriata de chale akwane Ghana de me so mabi mo. Fibian komla. Ufuriata de say me di kan say America ufuriata kupie no. Emfa nemba. But this is what a very good topic about. I think that tomorrow I'm going to address this kind of issue. We are a Ghanaian leader. We are Ghana police ni. Edwako to Iyoko ano. We are judge in Ghana. And American ni. And the krata abre say, who was citizen. A committee offense. E wo no ni kurum America. O se the offense. I was say any romance scam. Romance scam ne den ya. O se abre we bi na kokora bi oti baby bi dada no was sending this car. Enti fa wo citizen no. E ma no fa nko ni kurum. Enko panesi nipa no. Na Attorney General, President, Ghana mpanyifo, wa hand over wo citizen. Tieni yo. Wo citizen no. Wo de na ko gina court. Na judge nso ahwe de abaabo so pan. Mo mfa mo citizen no and travel to a different country. Na mo nko panesi no. Yakɔ na ekukuna, ehwan ne course so ade no. Leaders of our country na mo yes animal no because you couldn't protect your citizens. So you rather hand it over your citizens to a different country. So kwani odebe yombi onfa nyomo. American e domo koye no. Omo ye Ghanaian citizens. And so Ghana aban ntimi nko hwese sa nkurufo ne domo koye no. Die ne eyomo. In another vein no, wo citizen ba konso okopie sa nipa di kurum. Edi bone wo wankasa wo kurum. Kenu forata kwatra American. Ono visa kwara na American for cancel na visa no. Ena ye Attorney General so kan je mo mfa ye citizen no mo man mfru plane no mra Ghana na ye mfa nko gina court American for say mfa nemba. One of the two worlds na we live in no. Wo citizen na kopia American ono visa koro ngita bi no. American for say mfa ne mre wo. Wo si ono amra wo so wo mba American for mfa ne mba wo so mfa nemba. But American ni timba ukuro ma wo through the judicial system nyana. Wo hand over your own citizens. No, the court. See, I want a pan boni you. Hey, sometimes we drink Ghana how many say. Sa American, if our citizen then flight him from Accra to Washington or whatever. Or no could in a court. If it's a day obey no plane. Obey na DB will plane him. Who could do any beside a question quite me answer. I say jailino. See, you couldn't near Kuno. A ya war buying and the course was hard man. Timester President John Dramani Mahama. When Attorney General, sa near man more yeno. There's no way somebody. But anyway, maybe that is how we want to do things. This is my viewpoint to do. Man, we are going to say NDC ni be awesome. Me masem na America. What question be Mr. Obama be some. If I your channel, if any debate with the Munufie and Munufie Politics. Anyhow, open will be some in the comment section. Ubeti me ebi some. And I say WhatsApp line I usually media every day from me be my personal number. +358 465372 Priscilla Cook, one me ya adwuma pa che obi timi aka akere me. So Munufie pa which ohene is he? Hey Charlie, Jesu. Furata de osika na mo yende ya Charlie. What's one na American for CM fan mremo.
Hey Charlie. Munufie Politics. Ghana, make we talk. Munufie Politics, Yerika no kware. Munufie Politics, voice of the people. The people they talk, and I must rise. No fear, no silence, we go speak am. Who go talk am? Munufie. Who go shake them? Munufie. Who they speak truth? Munufie Politics. As I no go work.
President Cook made that say, Selom Akpose, comments like this, the one education minister is making, is what makes Ghanaian believe that NDC and NPP is doing scratch my back, I scratch your back. Menkasa, me do be asse.
Oh no, Ansesando, Yaoka, Asayambo, Ayuri, Oniamo, Yami, Yami, Nakatakyie, Ansesando, no, Wasayambo, Ayuri, Oniamo.
Abasem tunkwa tisawan shawo dinia Shadrach Mishawdim pa enye Annabiya sidia urune atia Ninyina ya basem tunkwa cry Elijah Abasem tunkwa ti wawan shawo dinia Kwabana Mishawdim pa enye Enti kachira wo se ebeye empo kachira wo sa ye atamfum me na dingbani evidie pepe mo awasu no yakwa mo nyina Yesu ahwehwa vidie no nyina akora kachira wo se ebeye bagidie kasa ye atamfum shise na dingbani evidie pepe mo awasu no yakwa mo nyina Yesu ahwehwa vidie no nyina asofu abu adisi yewo nyame asofu adai onsisando no washembo anyumire woni ramondo yewo nyame